Check, check. Is this thing on? Yeah, seems like it. Alright, usually I do mic checks prior to streaming. For episode 8, though, I decided to do it on stream, you know, because I can. So, last stream, we managed, or last episode, depending on where you watch this, we managed to get non-relegated. Which, well, to be fair, it was mostly done by Malaysian University. I did have a short glance at the circumstances of the league, by the way. So, just to put this out there, let's compare the stadium sizes for a second. Malaysian University stadium size is, the capacity is 1,600 places. We have a stadium of 40k. Not that it's ever filled, but that should tell us something. Also, hi Mies, welcome back to the stream. So, seen from that perspective, we are vastly underperforming and Malaysian University are where they belong, I guess. I feel kinda sad for them though. Let's have a look at the sponsorship income, just for shits and giggles. Malaysian University is with 24k, that doesn't seem that bad. But Naga UKS are damn low on the scale here, same as us. So, sure, you can put more than 2 cents here. Feel free, always. Yeah, thanks. Thank you very much. I will try. Speaking of next season, this squad will most likely lose the 2 relegation spots I didn't mention yet. So thanks for mentioning that. Yeah, there's also Mises right, obviously. So this season there's 1 relegation spot and 13 teams. Next season it's 14 teams and, well, 2 relegation spots. That said, that gives us 2 additional matches that might gather some income, so yeah, cool. I guess that makes the league just a little bit more fun. Also, going back to the squad here, who might leave? Key player, loanees that are reliable or not reliable, but more or less rubbish anyway. And the rest of them will remain until the end of 24, so great. Yeah, sure. Yeah, of course. Well, we don't know. 2 other teams will be promoted to the league. So, we're not sure yet about that. Maybe there's other trash in the league. We also, and I thought about that prior to doing the stream, we should probably have a look at, given that they are, well, we expect them to be relegated for sure. They would need to come up with a slight difference of 23 goals in comparison to Pearl's United in the next matches. And also win both, and Pearl's would need to lose all. So, yeah, that probably won't happen. Oh, they have 3 matches, don't they? No, they have 2. I'm confused. But my point here is this. I think we should get a team report here. Can't we scout them? Apparently not. Sure, cool. Still, if they get relegated, some of these contracts end too. These are loanees though. So maybe there's valuable material in there, and despite me having other thoughts, maybe one of these players wants to leave. Now, obviously we don't have the money, but whatever. I also started this stream without... There's no chocolate, no water. I'm woefully unprepared. So I gotta fetch that at some point. I want a summer return box. Yeah, there's a major question, I guess. Coming back to this, there's a major question. Do any of these three actually want to extend their contracts? Can we get rid of the rest of the trash? Which primarily consists of players that have contract until the end of 24 that aren't any good. In particular, poachers, like, well, that bunch, more or less. There's some in there. Also, two players in the under 18 here that aren't any good. So if we can get rid of these, then we will have a good time. If we can't, well, then we won't. But if we can't get rid of them, so just a theory, just to put this out there, that would imply that we have a ton of poachers, and we have one poacher with a contract running out that is well paid. I do not want him to leave, but we need the money. That or we play two strikers. Two poachers, though, on the pitch. I probably won't like that. So the most likely scenario for me is we play a poacher, we let Rumley leave, and, well, just make do with what we have. Given one player primarily a whole season that may or may not have some potential, hopefully get some development out of the player, so he might be alright. At least the middle of the season, who knows. I do, but there's cost of opportunity here. And we have enough poachers in the squad. Maybe not on his level, but we have poachers that can replace him. So I basically feel forced to play in yet another poacher next season. Because, well, who is it? Is it Hasnan? Hasnan's contract runs, well, no, they don't. Rumley is for 250, and the rest is for 180, more or less. Also, Rumley can leave. Or is it Rumley? It's Rumley. Okay. Rumley's contract runs out. So we can let him leave. So then the wage budget's free. For anyone else. Hasnan, on the other hand, in comparison to Rumley, oh, I confused the name myself. Look at this. Rumley's faster, obviously. I do not want to say that Hasnan's the better poacher. I want to argue the 250 are better invested elsewhere. Because we have alternatives. They might not be good, and we might suffer for it, but, well... It depends. If he wants to extend his contract for 150 euros per week, I will probably go with that. If he doesn't, well, then he doesn't. Also, he's very susceptible to injury, so that might be an argument against extending his contract too. Same with Hasnan, sadly. Maybe we can find one that is not susceptible to injury and maybe very consistent, but with low skill or something. There should be a few of those here. Well, he's trash anyway. This is a poacher. Cool. Kumar. Kumar's susceptible to injury too. Yeah, that's also a thing. Simon... well, Simon's poaching skills are questionable. We train him as a target forward, we should probably stop that. I think I've given up on target forward for now. It's poachery all over again here. Very inconsistent, don't like that. And then Willie, you said, who is a poacher. You're completely right. I think I loaned him. No, I didn't. We paid the wages throughout the loan. That's damn close though, yeah. So yeah, that's a good argument. There's no mentioning of susceptibility to injuries here, so it's probably average, knowing our medical stuff. But he's somewhat pacey. He has rather decent finishing. I also like the dribbling. And in general, the mentals are... this is fine. Well, his dribbling is 10. So in comparison to Rumley, Rumley, man, I'm really confused. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So, Willie will come back, and he will play. And we will let Rumley leave. I think that's just, we gotta do that. There's not much of a difference between the two. Well, there is. Rumley is stronger. But still, that might actually influence the result a lot. I think strength is one of those attributes that is highly undervalued, in particular for strikers. And, well, Rumley's mentals are still better. But I think Willie can do the job. And given the 250 euros per week and the additional rubbish poachers in the squad that we will not get rid of anyway, I think we can retain Willie instead. That said, maybe we can get Willie sold. Who knows? And if we can sell Willie, then there's a decision to be made there too. Because there's also other poachers in the squad that, well, they're even worse. But whatever. They're on the wage bill. So maybe we'll do that. Yeah, so much for poachers. I don't know yet. We'll see. Next season will come soon enough, and contracts will run out soon enough. It's October. I think they run out at the end of November. Dickie's banned next match. I hope you're excited. No, somebody else will play. Come to think of somebody else, I also want to show you something that I noticed quite recently. I will go with this for a second. There seem to be a few left backs that are wing backs in particular. And it seems like the Saipi guy, for example. For an 18-year-old, that's alright, isn't it? He just doesn't play the position. A similar argument can be made for Amri, in a way. But Saipi's stats, the mentals are, they can do with some improvement. And obviously, defending, yeah, that needs some improvement too. But crossing and first touch are totally fine. He has a really good acceleration. Well, not necessarily. I just don't want to there's also the basically taking the X approach. We can also offer all of these mutual mutual termination of contracts and hope for the best. But if we do that, morale in the squad might go. So maybe it's a good idea to not do that. Maybe it's a good idea to retain whatever there is if they don't get sold for some reason and nobody will be interested. Yeah, they won't like that because they have a contract for yet another year. Also, it would also go to, I guess, the suffering of the overall budget. Financial circumstances won't be good. So, in other words, I'm forced to either sell these, which will not happen because nobody wants them, or play them. So, we gotta... I guess our despair will be our virtue. It's not like we have a choice. So either the part of the wage budget rots in the under 18s and under 21s, or we play them from time to time. And players like Willie, for example, can play from time to time. If we play him for a season, he might just make it to Rumley level. I don't know. But he might make it to Rumley's level at least. So, in particular, the mentals might go up. Say, 1 point. Or not, who knows. But I don't think I don't feel like we have a choice. We need the money for other players. And other players in particular is, for me, that is probably a goalkeeper. All goalkeepers shit, and the two that are on the bench are even worse. But maybe we need to retain them too, because nobody wanted to buy them. So, not like we can do anything. This guy's coming back to bad composure, but otherwise, well, he seems to be a consistent performer. Well, so some of the loanees might just be able to play, but also the president steps aside. He is looking to sell the club. Great. So much for transfers. Alright. I will include a short little break here just to get some water, because I forgot that. Nothing happened here. Gary. Apparently you missed absolutely nothing. See? Cool. Still, I don't necessarily think that one of the youngsters will replace them. I just think we need to replace the Euros of Rumley with somebody else. Well, with quality somewhere else on the pitch. And I also think we might need players in different positions that are viable there. Maybe work less with loanees, I don't know. There's also nuts in there. Might have some of those too. Cool. For the left backs, though, I was seriously considering signing one of those left wing backs, just because the attributes are alright, and retraining him. And I know we have two of these, but their attributes are shit in comparison. So Hardy can become better than Thomas. Well, great. I don't want him to. Sure, but also not much improvement needed. Alright. I guess have a good time and see you soon. Seems like we will play Rizal. He wants a new contract, Mr. Akila Abdul Rahman. I'm sorry, what? He didn't play anymore. I think I let him leave. Huh. I think I want you to go. And I do not think we can afford those either. Yeah, you do that. Consider your absence and get the fuck out of here. Maybe somebody wants to take him in this time. Given that he is definitely willing to leave now. Well, that's positive actually. Non-relegation has been achieved and, well, he's on 160 euros a week. So we need that money. For whomever. Alright. So, we will need to play Harini for our first. Luckily, the result doesn't matter anymore. And Immigration hired Assis. They're sitting in 6th spot. I don't know why they fired their previous manager, to be honest. Does it matter? Not really. He wants to leave. I told you, you can. We offered him out previously. So, we'll focus on the defending side, I think. Maybe also on the throw-ins, and, well, I think we'll go with attacking corners instead. Which reminds me, is Rizal instructed to cross more often? Yes, he is. He also has decent crossing, so there's that. Overall setup still focuses on Mohammad. We did want to focus the set pieces on him, though. So now I'm awfully lost, I think. Let's try to find out how this works. So we want aerial threats. We want Mohammad to be up there. He is an aerial threat after all. Safri, though, is probably more important. Also Carrier. Definitely more important. And Mohammad Zainuddin, well, he won't be on the pitch. But in case he is, he would be up there. That makes sense. Then the rest of them doesn't really matter. Alright, so that's that. Then we want to aim for the near post. In both situations. Okay. So that's a corner taking setup. Hopefully that works. Mohammad's jumping rate is just too good for this league. 8.9. Well, he had a good match last time. That's still pretty damn good. He might just get some stamina after all. But actually, his off-the-ball movement improved, I think. Well, obviously it did. Yeah, it went from 8 to 9, actually. That's not the whole point here, but, you know, crossed the limit. Not bad. This also shows him as a defensive winger, which is rubbish. Where's winger on support? Here it is. So, burst attribute still is stamina. He'll get there though. I believe in him. If only he was more consistent and had better personality. Okay. So we will not play low knees here if we don't have to. Now we can play the own squad. If we want to keep a low knee, maybe we should play one. That's unlikely though. Can't afford them anyway. Let's go to the other training menu for a second. So Mohammad was mentioned. Tiki's 8.2 is fine too. Killeen trained well. For what it's worth. Killeen is one of those that I actually really like. He still has a few weeks to go within the current season. We do not have an option to buy him. So I guess my question is, he's not that reliable either. I guess my question is, in comparison to Ankun, how bad is Killeen? Not that bad. That's well-rounded actually. He's not that fast, but I don't care about his pace that much. That's great. Ankun's contract runs until the end of 24. So considering having a playmaker, I actually think Colleen is a good choice. He's also defensively viable, which is very important for me. With this club and in this, well, in this potential position. So either we can extend the loan contract for another year. Or we can go there and outright buy him. And I think, I hope that once we play him repeatedly in this position, he will at least get competent at some point. It does not take forever, usually. Mentals need to go up a little bit. How old is he? He's 22. So, as I said, mentals need to go up a little bit. His physicals are more or less okay. A little bit more strength would be great. Marking is really good. He might also be able to do the oddball winning midfielder. Yeah. He's no good at it, really. But he's not that bad at it either. In case we need somebody in defensive midfield to do the ball winning midfielder. I would obviously prefer him as a playmaker. I think that's one of those cases that we can include immediately. We don't have any money for him though. So okay. Well, in that case, I want to buy him. At the end of the season. And I want you to pay half of his wages, please. Oh, they want to let him leave for free? And not pay his wages. That's not bad. So maybe we can reduce this a little bit to 75, maybe? They still don't want that. 50? Cool, nothing changed. 30. Now we only need to get him on a really cheap contract. Huh. He might not be interested after all, but yeah. Medical report is also a bit questionable. Still think Iskander Shamot Jamil Kilin. You could be one of those that can stay. Skill level overall, like the star rating, I'm not too fond of anyway, but I like the overall setup of attributes here. It's barely reflected in stats though, because he barely made an appearance. Welcome back. I just made an offer for Kilin. Looking at these attributes, that's a playmaker-ish type to me. Even if star rating doesn't really show it. But I still think he can do as a possession. What do you think I offered? Given that you were AFK for a second. Don't go back and look. What do you think I offered? Oh, I did not offer the real contract yet. He's under contract with Kuching. But I'll just tell you. I offered €0 exactly, and I offered they should pay his wages. Well, a part of his wages. They didn't accept. So it went back and forth for a bit until I went down to they pay €30 of his wages. They will do that. Now we just need to give him a contract. Yeah, there's that. Wow, this is rubbish. Takuo trains well though. So that's a thing too, obviously. Something like this might happen too. We might have one of the youngsters that develops really well. I don't expect that to happen, but whatever, it might. Well, then we get paid €30 a week for having him under a non-contract. I actually did that. Or this happens. Seems like he will not come because he doesn't like us. Sorry. Yeah. I would want to sign him though. So knowing about players that we would be interested in signing, it might pay off at some point. Might not pay off within this club or within this safe, but sometimes it happens. Sometimes you can poach these players later. We have, it's called a shortlist. Yeah, I have him on the I think I have him on the shortlist. Well, maybe I do. He is on the shortlist, yes. But shortlist contains a few more. But why? I can also just get rid of those on the old one that I don't want there anymore. This is a reasonable central defender, it seems. Is this cool? Narya gone. Yeah, I usually use one because well, to be frank, I think I lose the I lose track of one anyway. And I tried doing different shortlists for different players for a while, but it just got so polluted because none of those were interested in a transfer anyway. So I just dump them in here and filter it afterwards. Um, I I guess I'm one not to carry around different backlogs for every single thing. In particular because, well, some of these players might be on different shortlists at the same time. And I really don't want to bother with that. It feels like work then. Yeah. I had one for under 16, well, under 18 players a while. But not sure if I want to do that over here. Also, well, given the ratings, so assuming this rating is fair, he's 35. Sure. Doesn't play in defensive midfield though, I don't think so. Him on the other hand, that's a little bit better. But as a playmaker, I don't think so. This goalkeeper looks like trash. He's on a short list in case we do not find anyone else, because his throwing is not that bad. But I can't see that happening anytime soon. Yeah, we will need to go through the next match first. True. True, we don't need to do that. Thanks. On the other hand, well, I feel like this is money well spent in general. Keeping the reports up to date. It might even result in some unwanted scouting knowledge somewhere. That's what I love most about it. I think if it is outside scouting range, like if the player is outside scouting range and you scout him repeatedly, yeah, it's all fine, man. Most of what I do is giving opinions too. It's just like our opinions, man. That I cannot tell you. But there usually is a brute force approach to this. Take another phone, call it. If it's not in quiet settings, that is. Landline. You know? The ones from back in the days where people actually had a physical phone at home that they used to call other people. Not like in a mobile phone, you know? The one that had cords prior to, well... First of all... First of all, people have multiple phones, for example, if they use one for the job and one for private stuff. I only carry around one. There's one. But I still have a phone here at home. A landline. Mostly used for charging batteries, to be honest. But still, I have one. Alright, so we need a goalkeeper. Might as well play one of ours instead of Nippon. Come to think of it. Results don't matter anymore, so maybe not Raman, given that he complained. We will bring the other one. Well, the hell not. He will not remain either, but, well, any value is a plus. Yeah, I want to. But, if I offer them out on transfer, all of them now, it will not help with morale. And I will not sell them anyway. It's not a transfer window. I think the AI doesn't care as long as transfer window's closed. They don't want them. So, best I can come up with now is putting those on the bench that might develop, or that we might need skill-wise next season. So, probably, well, it might be Ishak. Given that Sakai is not under contract and we will probably not get him there, we'll go with the other ones. The loanees can stay at home. This is an away match. So they actually can stay at home. We will bring, I don't know, Zoro or Trahadi, doesn't matter. I guess we'll bring Zoro. A tiny bit better, also he knows how to cross a ball. Then this guy, and these two. And apparently Trahadi too. I see, yeah. But that would need, well... I think I'll do it like this. Because there's enough players in the squad right now. And any change will, well, just might result in additional... not violence, but in additional discussions between the players. And maybe in some cases I don't have the squad available that I want to have next season. So I cannot really do that. I'm also strictly going against whatever would be best for the results now. So the next match, we might not have a central midfielder. Well, we might not have the midfielder on the bench that we want. But we want to give them playing time. So they'll get that. I'm strictly focusing on development now and not on the result against Harini. Which is good. I wanted to be in this position. We are in this position, this is a success. I love it. Depends. I'd rather argue he probably doesn't want to. Given that none of the others wants to stay with this club, I think we should accept the circumstances. And the circumstances probably are none of the better players wants to stay. So that's a very real possibility. We might be forced to play players like Dicky next season. Skill-wise. Chuchu's still unhappy about learning a new position. Ismavi, same. Ismavi's contract runs out too. Ah, shit. Ankun, same problem, isn't it? No, he doesn't like the standard of the strength coaching. Great. I cannot change that. I play on 1440p. So if all of the text is a little bit small at your on your screen, that's... I don't know what to do about it. Well, I guess I know something that I could do about it, but then my brain will melt whilst looking at the screen. I can upscale the UI. But I do play in the native resolution of my screens. Which is, well, I guess it's called 2K, even though that is, I'm not sure if that's appropriate. It's 1440 by 2560. And in my defense, these screens are not that young. I see, yeah. Well, I'm trying to come up with a solution for that, but I don't think there is one. The solution for this is to have a screen that is big enough. So I could try to... Let me see if I can find it. I could try to up the render scale to 125%. I will just do this for a second. I hate this though. I hate this so much. I don't see a difference. Yeah, that's for the 3D game. I think so. That makes sense. And in that case, well, I don't want it at all. It might be better on the phone, actually. Phones these days have decent display resolutions, usually. Well, in case your phone is like, I don't know, this is 5 years old, right? This is I think a Huawei P20 Lite or something. So, it's a really old phone at this point. But most phones these days have decent display resolutions. On the other hand, well, don't want to alienate you, but if you're still running a full HD monitor or screen, you probably need a new one at this point. Okay. So for next match only, we really do not care much about the entirety of how this goes down. That said, we will still ease off tackles with him. We don't know anything about this guy. We can ease off tackles with him. Not giving away too many fouls. We can probably tackle him hard. Risk of injury seems to be pretty high, so that's a good idea. His dribbling is bad, his bravery is not that high either, and his strength is low, so let's go in there. Don't know anything about this guy. Coogan. Dribbling seems to be alright, yeah, blah blah. Not going into any details. Is any of these a good playmaker? Well, he doesn't seem to be, and his composure's low. So I guess we triggered a press on him, and, well, we know nothing about the other one, so I suspect he might be... He's listed for 1.9k. We know that we want to scout him, actually. I just want to see. Well, we'll know this after this match, maybe. This guy's dribbling is really low. That said, bravery and strength are alrightish, so I'm not going with hard tackling here. And he has decent passing, the other one doesn't. What about the jumping of the left back? Jumping reaches 7. So the Muhammad approach still applies. He's a little weak though, Muhammad, in comparison. Yeah, we'll do that anyway. Squad number? Ishak needs a squad number. Here, have number 16. Do you have glasses? If you don't mind me asking. Yeah. Okay. Well, I do too. They are not that strong. But getting bad eyes is, well, just a thing. As one ages. I think there's the odd influence here and there. You know, get some time outside, try to see some sun, do something that is not straight in front of your face from time to time. This stuff. Also, I think nutrition influences the way eyes degrade too, just like with every other organ in the human body. But most people don't like to hear that. So, usually, pressure was a big thing for us. In this case, nobody feels the pressure, it seems. So, we'll do cautious encouragement here. That didn't work much better. I see. Yeah, sometimes some people are just graced with really shitty genetics. What? Why? Oh, we crown them champions prior to the match? Is this what happens? Not sure. Might be. Yeah, that's what I'm going for. Maybe it was determined prior to this match. Nice tackle, Choo-Choo. Sadly, you didn't hit the ball. Rizal. And... well, Carrier is one of those that doesn't want to stay with the club either, probably. Hopefully somebody does. Shamsuddin with a direct cross towards Rumley. Who wins the header? Not bad. Choo-Choo? Not a cross. Thomas. Now he does see where this needs to go, but nothing else. Rizal. Is Mavi. Rizal should be instructed to cross for the other wing, though. That one! Wow. Is this what they did in your save? A 2-2? Not a bad ball by Abdul Samad. A 1-1, okay. Well, if you guessed it, I will be really proud. For now, though, we are facing... he ran straight through the net. Thanks, FM. Rizal, Rumley, Rizal with the cross. Mohammad didn't jump. Is Mavi. Mohammad. Mohammad. That's bad passing. It's always luck if it's skill. At least as an opponent. I don't know. So far this thing looks pretty even. They do have a little bit too much time on the ball, though. So much for that. No, it's not even anymore. How did that happen? That was deflected off Carrier. And Samad made it impossible to save that ball. That's bad luck, I guess. That's a foul. I'm sorry for the old guy. That is the old guy, right? That's the wrong one. Yeah, that's a 40-year-old. On the other hand, don't they happen that... well, they didn't happen prior to this season, did they? So, seen from that perspective, maybe they happen at a regular frequency these days, in FM. They just needed to be included. They were very rare. Yeah. Rizal, second attempt. Ooh, that did not end in the hands of the goalkeeper. And despite the result, apparently Ismavi has a decent game. Let's see about Choo-Choo's corner. Goal kick, okay. Rizal's defensive header was fine. That's it. Not over yet. Choo-Choo intercepts, the Rumley picks up the ball and loses it again. Oh, their central defender seems to be on a yellow. How is Mr. Maran's tackling? That's good though. We might want to provoke. Wait. Yeah, they play a 4-4-2. Okay, so we might want to provoke a certain situation going straight through the middle. Well done. Because Rumley should be reasonably fast, as far as I'm aware. Yeah, acceleration 12, pace 12. So he is. Maran, on the other hand, is similar pace. So the argument is not as strong as I suspected. But I was hoping for at least some reasonable duels that might see the central defenders in a bit of a pickle. In particular, the one on the yellow card. Don't let him hit the ball. They get a corner. Also, going through the middle might not be the worst choice, given that we play a 4-4-2. Well, they play a 4-4-2. We play against a 4-4-2. That deflects off the defender once more. Let's encourage the team. Some of them seem to care. In particular, those that underperform. That's well intercepted by Choo-Choo. That's something that I notice from time to time here. In this formation, Choo-Choo seems to be a reasonable defensive player, actually. I don't know where this is coming from. Might be the attributes, might not be the attributes. That was close. Rumley. It's offside. Not that many chances. They do have 4 men forward though. Yeah, and it's another corner. Come on guys, you can do better. No, most of them care, somewhat. They do like their short corners. I do like our defending of those so far. That's also something that I noticed in the new installment of FM. They seem to like to give away a lot of corners. The defenders. Not sure if that makes sense. It might have to do with the level we play in, but Mohammad could have headed that away to anywhere but the own goal. Well, the own behind the goal area. Nice tackle by Ankun. 31 is a damn lot. Ooh, Thomas for Rumley. Not a penalty, sadly. Ismavi took the shot. The defensive scene was fine. The pass was bad. That's offside, I think. It is. Chuchu, despite his bad rating, I think doesn't have the worst performance so far. It's just the passes after his defensive situations, they are no good. He says, prior to providing a wonderful chance created, Mr. Chuchu, not bad. Now if only we would have hit the back of the net with that one. Thomas will take the corner. Rizal. That's bad. It's offside though. Not even a goal kick. Oh no, Muhammad's hurt. Are you serious? And nobody cares, it seems. King's not on the bench. Yeah, I'll put somebody in. And that... I think that means Chuchu, actually. Because, well, on the left wing, there's... I brought nobody. We have Johadi. Or maybe Zorro. Or one of the strikers. His crossing's absolute rubbish. But he has 7 points of jumping. Ankun. Yeah, that's true. Ankun can play on the left wing. Do we have somebody that is playmaker on the bench? Sure! Mr. Hussein. Alright, so we'll bring Hussein for Mohammad. Hussein will rotate here. Ankun will rotate to the left and Chuchu will be on the right. But Chuchu is as bad as it gets as a jumper. So the entire crossing section stuff, that needs to go away. Ankun as an inverted winger. He can shoot. I think that's true. So now we're crossing towards center, towards Rumley. He can take more risks and cross less often. Because, well, Ankun's crossing is 7 actually. That's not too bad. He can still cross less often. I think his passing is way better. So we'll keep it like this. Hossein, more direct passes and dribble less. Well, the passing's good. And dribbling less is definitely a thing for him, so that makes sense. We gotta redo the crossing of everyone else here though. It goes towards center now. Same with his, goes towards center now. And I think Thomas has crossing instructions too. Goes towards center now. These don't, do they? No. And Chuchu's crossing out here. It's aimed center anyway. So Rumley's primary strength is anticipation and decision making. So his off-the-ball movement could do with some improvement, but I think we'll go with low crosses now. He is somewhat strong too, and one of the central the central defenders here, the opponent's central defenders, Maran is not that strong, so he might outmuscle him despite being a little bit smaller. Doesn't matter much. And it is a somewhat similar situation here, even though This guy has really great positioning. So maybe he can outmuscle one of the two. In particular, the one on a yellow card. And that would either result in a second yellow, or maybe in some chances created. I think we've been unlucky. Yeah, that makes sense to them. That said, everybody on a 6.5 will get, or below, will get some sort of warning. I think you can do better. Carrier is disheartened. This guy makes me... I don't know what to do here. No, we'll encourage the rest. So Carrier is really, really sensible. Might not. Depends. I don't know what Mohammad has. Hopefully he's not injured long term. On the other hand, it's the end of the season. So, if it happens... Come to think of it, we should probably instruct Ankun to also do more direct passing. Still, Rumley wins the header. He does not play according to the rule set though. That was offside. Shamsuddin, Thomas, Shamsuddin, Modhusian. That's new. Is Mavi. Modhusian again. That's not direct passing. That was a possession pass. Shamsuddin. That did not seem to be a low cross either. Many men behind the ball. The way I like it. Carrier, nice header. Rizal for Thomas. Rumley. Here's Mavi. Don't know why he didn't go through the middle. Rumley again, nice dribble. Choo-choo. Choo-choo. Just a corner. Abdul Samad seems to be demotivated. Now he's doing better. He's fired up. Okay, cool. So maybe we could get the equalizer, who knows. Thomas. That went towards goal. Yeah. It's weird, but I'm not really that disheartened by the performance so far. We have been unlucky overall, and even if we concede a second at some point, it does not feel like we didn't have a chance, or didn't stand a chance. That's well done. Results up front, okay. Thomas. Thomas, nobody else there. Ankun. Is Mavi. Where's the possession pass? There it is. Modhusian. There's the killer ball, not bad. Like it. And choo-choo, it's just a corner. But, like, the building blocks are in place. With a little bit better attributes, or a little bit more tactical familiarity, or a little better dynamics, really. For better decision making and composure and stuff. I think that's what goes there. Apparently it's not offside, which is bad for us, because the scene runs on. Nice interception. Modhusian straight towards Rumley, who wins the header and doesn't run for the ball. Goalkeeper also skipped stopping the ball. His first touch, apparently. to risk Varane. We cannot avoid the cross. We cannot avoid the header, but at least the goalkeeper does his job. Well done. Rumley straight towards Thomas. This is your chance, Thomas. Wow. Didn't expect that one. Nice. I like it. So apparently we will get your result instead, Mies. Seems like the 1-1's on the menu today. At least for now. Yeah, it was. Yeah, also that finish was well placed. Into the back of the net, off the inside of the post. That was a good one. Shall we praise him for that? Nah, not sure. Well intercepted the second time. Ankun, yet another nice ball. Rumley gives it back to Ankun. He can play these killer balls. And this is the cross. Chuchu went towards the ball for some reason. That's intercepted again. Not bad. This too, though. He's much faster than it was Carrier, not the 40-year-old. Still, that's also something that comes up a lot now. I'm not necessarily happy with the performances of his Mavi, but it feels like he serves a much bigger purpose in defensive midfield right now. And the central defenders, while not being perfect, they do their job. Even though they have some obvious weaknesses. But so far, we didn't see them exploited that much. Shamsuddin. An effort was made. Second attempt, maybe? Chuchu? It's not a corner this time. Yeah, and the goalkeeper was there. Well, crossing aimed center, that's a thing. We also specifically instructed them to do low crosses, but apparently nobody cares. Maybe, yeah. That might be a thing. Goal was empty. We got lucky. Okay, that was a low-grade chance. Still, they have some chances. We're in minute 67. We still have 3 stoppages and 4 subs. So we might as well play a few of our own. Let's do that. So Jihadi can come on for Rizal. Rizal's performance has been bad. I think the 40-year-old can go off. Carrier, I think needs to play through. And who else? Well, let's replace the striker actually, won't we? I like Rumley overall, but his contract runs out, so let's play Hasna. Go, score the winning goal, nobody cares. I want you to though. That doesn't get intercepted. Let's encourage the team once more. Yeah, lackluster reaction. Apparently no counterattack. Oh, somebody got a yellow card. Who is it? It's... What? Oh, this guy. Not displayed yet. But going through the middle might hold some merit here. Through the middle or down the left. From Sudin, Mod Hussein. Reasonable reaction, and that's... If this counts as an attempt on goal, I don't know what to say. That was close. Or closing down does not work necessarily every single time. Oh, that was a good chance. That was good build-up play. Pravin. Who the hell is Pravin? That's a striker. I don't know anything about this guy, so I cannot... Cool. Thanks. Shamsuddin, Thomas. Shamsuddin again. No! This is undeserved, but we'll take it. Second goal of the match by Thomas. So apparently we're coasting towards a 2-2. But now I have a problem with that result. What a goal! Thomas just took it immediately. From the edge of the penalty area. Not bad. Now we can go and praise him. Carrier's personality is so bad. He's immediately complacent. I don't know, man. These are the leaders of the league. And Thomas just scored 2 goals. Apparently the players that came from the bench would have loved to remain on the bench. Ouch. You might get your 2-2 after all. 12 minutes to go. Please tell me that we can make this count. I want the 3 points, just for morale. Also for the match ratings. Defending's fine. Ibrahim. Mr. Uganis? All the dribbling in your own penalty area won't work though. There's a short distribution. We may have wanted to avoid that. Come to think of it. Ibrahim with a very long ball, that should be offside. It is. Nice. Motsuahimi. Roslan. Yeah. You know, lifting the hand prior to the scene playing out, Carrier. That's usually not the way we do things here. Irvin's it's not intercepted by anyone but Shamsuddin. Roslan, another cross. Johadi. We will face another corner. It's 8 minutes to go. Can we get it over the finish line? Well, to be honest, even a 2-2 would have been a great result, but I want better now. We also still have a sub. And in this situation, with that morale, probably him. Okay, he didn't feel that nervous. I thought he might be nervous. Apparently he wasn't. Nice save. Finds Ankun. Ankun with not a bad ball, and the striker wasn't aware. Asnan doesn't have a great day, sadly. Johadi with another tackle, and we face another corner. 4.5 minutes to go. That's a very different kind of corner. Yeah. And we got lucky again. I think we'll continue our praising. Apparently Carrier seems to be complacent whenever we don't praise him, so we'll continue doing that. Come on, guys. If not for the fresh central defender, we would really have a hard time. Maybe we should have left the ball-winning midfielder on and should have taken Carrier off. Choo-choo, nice ball. Mordhusien. Wow. Just wow. What a lack of a dribble was that. Nice one. Thomas. It's a free kick to us. Okay, that should be the end of the match. I'm very glad to state, Mr. Mies, you were wrong. I wouldn't have guessed though. Not bad. That's really due to chance though. We didn't deserve this any more than they did. So we got really lucky. See, they can accept this. We weren't at our best, but we got the result, so everything's fine. I'm okay with this. Considering the circumstances, this is a great result. And I won't bash them anymore for the way they performed. I'm okay with this. Overall, that's good. So now we have 24 points. Not bad. We might just make it to 27 after all, because the last match will be facing Malaysian University. Also, they have been relegated. Just to put this out there. Malaysian Pep Guardiola. I don't know, I'm not a big fan of Pep Guardiola's football in general, so... But maybe I come to appreciate it from time... well... I guess I will appreciate it with time. Given that possession-based football sometimes appears on my roster too these days. I think there was a time back with Bayern Munich when half of the squad was injured and Pep Guardiola was he was forced to play in defensive football, if I'm not mistaken, with Bayern Munich. So they played some sort of turtle formation and relied on counter-attacking all of a sudden. And it worked. Quite contrary to it than what people expected. So everybody was complaining in the press that Bayern Munich are not recognizable anymore, and Pep Guardiola just answered, well, this is what's available to me, so we'll use this now. So this is probably the biggest amount of respect that I ever gained for Pep Guardiola. Because otherwise, all of his excessive praising of his own players and all of this possession-based football that I do not like very much. That's not me. But in this case, he went on and used what was available to him, and it worked pretty well. So I can respect that much more than working for the clubs with really good resources all the time. On the other hand, why wouldn't he? So we'll praise him. Well, but this is not for losers. This is, you know what this means? This is for teachers in German. In German, this is for teachers. At least that's what I learned. Love, of course. It means love. True. Much appreciated. Thanks. Same. Yeah. Well, we'll praise his performance. Now, hopefully, he will put all of this really positive experience straight into attribute points. Unexpected result as University Putra Malaysia. You don't say. A crowd of 51. That's a minuscule crowd though. And Thomas scored his first goal ever and a second on top of that. Well, yeah, true. You went with a defensive midfielder, right? So all of the matches from now on are dead rubber, with the exception of those played by Melaka and Armed Forces. Look at that. This result, 4-1, so Armed Forces going past Melaka. By goal difference. This is really close. That's a tight one. Also, PIB have a remainder of a chance. They need to win and the other two need to lose. Wow. Now, please tell me that he is injured and will... What's he got? A tight Achilles. Okay. That's not too bad. Well, we still have one match to go. So, not sure about that yet. But what I love most about it is the fact that morale goes up. Yeah, that might be true. Now we will play Malaysian University, which are dead last. And they will get relegated. Hooray! So we can have a look at their roster after the match. I like that. Yeah, please tell me who did. Uh, uh, Sorrow. Well, he was called triple Z in that save. But I think you played him. He has decent tackling. As well as the crossing. So that makes some sense. You played the winger. And went with straight overload. Where's the guy? Him. You put Malik out there. It was Carrier. Holy shit, why? That doesn't make sense. Why would you do that? That's a Joachim Löw move. I cannot appreciate that. Well, yeah, true. We will end up 10th. That's for sure now. That said, goal difference looks way better than back when we started. Weekly staff meeting. Go away. I forgot about that scene. And probably the rest of Germany did too, but you just reminded us. Thank you very much. Oh, well. This is what happens if there's cameras everywhere. I think most humans touch themselves in some indecent spots from time to time. Um, like I'm always fiddling with my nose, for example. That's just sometimes it's itching because I'm allergic to basically half of the world. Yeah, but Löw in particular, that scene was much appreciated by everybody that wanted to make fun of him. Didn't do him any favors, that's for sure. Okay. So now we'll play Malaysian University. You did? Well, when did you take over prior to this friendly, right? So we lost to KL Rovers and then you did it here. Well, we scored 6 in 2 games and we scored 4 in the friendly against Sarawak. So 6 in 2 games feels fine to me. I rather see the problem on the conceding side. Like, conceding 3 in 2 games is too much for my taste. Me too. Okay. Yeah, well, it's a little bit hard. Sarawak are a weaker team, on paper at least. The club atmosphere is positive. What's going on? 5 in the 3 games. Okay. So... But you conceded less, it seems. That's a good thing. Well, to be fair, you didn't field an attacking midfielder, so that makes sense. Yeah. Overall, 8 expected goals overall. I would need to have a look. Because our expected goals is lower, right? We had expected goals of approximately 1 in the last match. So if we do not pull off this in here, doesn't show here. But if I click on this, it should show the aggregate ratings here. So the friendly I don't care about though. In the match against Bukit Tambun, we had expected goals of... Which is us? This is us. We had expected goals of 2.16. And in the last one, well, I think we were at 1.05. So that makes it 3.5 or something. 1.03. No, 1.07. Well, still, that makes it 3.5 or something. Approximately, so way lower. That said, opposition also had lower, so I'm still okay with this. And maybe we just got lucky, really. Or maybe we put the right players in the right circumstances here. So I will not apologize for that. Went well? Takeover rumors persist. We don't care. He doesn't show any improvement with, well... And we'll take him off penalty training too. Okay. So now he doesn't put in extra effort, but that's fine. Sometimes the extra effort is not needed. Sometimes this is about match experience and it doesn't matter. I don't want to eat more chocolate. Nuts. Nuts are always good. Hot chili style, it says. Alright. We'll do that. Okay. He wants to leave, so he will have a look. If he can find another club. Great. Bye. We just gotta wait until they start complaining about not playing and stuff. So maybe they will leave then. We might stand a chance, maybe in the winter transfer window. Well, no, in the summer one. Hmm. It would be. That's part of the charm of this game. It might not be perfect, but at least whatever we do, it influences the result. I'm not sure if it influences it in the right direction, but sometimes it does. And there's a lot of randomness to all of this, which is just like real world football. So that is much appreciated. I also want to focus on out of possession phase, always. And we can do the stuff with the corners, sure, why not? Alright, last match of the season. We should probably also have a look at the training performances. Given that last result, and the performances that went along with it. I'm not. I just don't know what to... Well, first of all, I gotta work tomorrow. So, given that it's a Sunday, I don't want to move forward with the stream until 1 AM this time. Well, I want to, but I need to work. And, I'm on... I have an educational thing going on tomorrow morning, so I need to get up earlier. And, need to go there. I would say drive, but I don't own a car, so... Public transportation it is. Muhammad's development still going strong. Not bad. There's also just not much to do here. I would probably find something here and there. Did I say that I want to sign this guy, but I think it's too late. I won't do that forever, don't worry. It will go away pretty soon. Like in this situation, for example. Praise Nipan a little bit. Also Mr. Avangamat. This name. Even Malek trains well, not bad. I like that one. Hasnan did play a little bit, that's true, so that might have helped. That said, we are getting into the really low-grade territory here. But the overall, well, the overall mood of every single, the mood of every single player influences the remainder of the squad a little bit, right? So I'm still willing to go with this and praise them in case they train well and so on. He did well too. We should probably also comment on last match, come to think of it. And, well, how did Rizal do last time out? 6.1 rating, so yeah. Bye. Dicky's back. I know. Whatever. We'll still do it. So that means Rizal can be criticized, I think. What's so bad about his performance? I think we'll go with no chances created. Defensively, he was also really shitty, but he accepts it. Alright. He did concede, I do not like that. His passing was absurdly bad, though. Okay. So that's good. Shamsuddin, 20 out of 26 passes, tacklings, very good. I think we'll praise him for the good tackling. Okay. Doesn't matter much though, apparently. Samad. I want to rotate Samad. And place a free. Just because he's younger. I don't think he's better. Necessarily. But he's younger and I want to give him playing time. Carrier is a pain in the ass to deal with, to be honest. As a personality. Hi Sharon, welcome back to the stream. Yep, and I will throw out Sinudin. We needed King last time out, we didn't need Sinudin. And I don't think we will anytime soon. Where the hell is King? There we go. Chong Ai King on the bench. That's it. Then Dicky didn't play, no use talking to him. Norman Ankun, he did play in 2 positions actually. No, we're not going there yet. And I'm not doing that yet either. We'll do that at the start of next season, most likely. Hopefully you can't hear me eat. And if you can, well, welcome to the stream for all the others. So he didn't create any chances. I think that's the worst thing about him. It's his job after all. Is Mavi had a somewhat fine game. 7.3 rating. I think we'll go with 1 out of 1 tackles here. That's good. He'll get better with time, but doesn't matter anymore. He'll probably leave at the end of the season. Muhammad's performance was substandard. No chances created. I wouldn't necessarily argue that this is his job. Well, Terranolid, you came back just at the right time. Mr. Thomas scored his first goal of the club, and the second one on top. So, we did praise his goal scoring, so we're done with that. What about Chuchu? Chuchu's performance wasn't that great, was it? No chances created. Alright. Rumley did not score. Is Mavi. I'll have a look at him later. Rumley's performance overall, he had an assist, so that was okay. I like the passing though. Not bad. Which one is Mavi? Oh. I liked him too. I do not like the contract circumstances. His contract runs out. And there's this little big problem that we are forced to retain those players that are really shitty. So, either we get rid of them, which is unlikely, or we need to let the best players leave, actually. Which might happen by itself. I might want to extend his contract, but he hates playing in his current position. And I need to put these away. I will eat the entire package, otherwise. It's a mix of peanuts and cashews with chili on top. So, it's damn tasty. Anyway, where was I? Ismavi might just leave because he considers himself to be too good for us. Same with Rumley, and probably also Ankun, sadly. Ankun has contract there. I think it's Chuchu. Chuchu's contract runs out too, yeah. All of these are well paid, so that should give us, I don't know, 750 or something. But I took him out of there because I think as a ball-winning midfielder, he's much more important right now. And Carrier, whilst being a bad character, he is a consistent performer. Maybe we can do another friendly afterwards. Probably not this evening anymore, but you know, for tomorrow. Oh. You know, given the meme you did on the Discord, I think being that cocky about playing a center back on left back position, I probably wouldn't do that. Somebody in the community might just answer with yet another meme. There's probably some ideas. No, not at all. That was expected. Damn, now these things are bad. On the other hand, you can probably do worse than eating peanuts and cashews. From the perspective of health. Team cohesion seems to improve. Club atmosphere seems to improve a little bit. Managerial support seems to improve, with the exception of the goalkeeper here. It's alright, man. I just consider that to be funny too. The entire thing is a meme by itself. And well, obviously I want to emphasize the good personality and the consistency, but so far it just works. It does not necessarily work defensively, but in the attack it works. So whatever. All right. Are any changes required? Not really. By the way, Sharon Nullet, I did offer for Killeen. He, what's the statement? He said, under no circumstances does he want to sign a contract with us anytime soon. I think something like that. It was the Yidderhawk Belt statement. Basically the fuck off in very certain terms. So, his current club would have paid 30 euros a week of his current wages, though, if we were to sign him. And we would have gotten him for free on top. So, I would definitely have done that. Didn't happen, though. In 2020, well, in that case, we stand a chance. Stadium's big. Maybe we will have some happy little accidents or something. Who knows? Okay, let's have a look at their position. This guy's dribbling is not that great for a striker, so I think we will... Composure's also damn bad. We'll do this one. This guy's dribbling's good, so let's ease off tackles. I also did less opposition instructions for the last match. And also, well, we won that one, so that went well. His crossing is good. Passing isn't that much worse though. Not sure what to do here. So in case of not knowing what to do, probably do nothing. Varnamat Hamzi? We know nothing about him though. That said, why not? He's 21, most likely he's fast. So the best chance we have is closing him down. I can live with that. This dribbling bravery and strength is really low, so that's a case of a hard tackle for me. Something else. Off the ball movement might be a 7. He does not seem very strong, so probably a case of a target mark. Target Boy did not make an appearance anymore. He didn't play. We played the others, and so given that you've been around for a while, Sheridan, you know very well that I love target forwards. Or, well, actually I do prefer deep lying forwards, but target forwards are easier to come by, usually. And the Horsha Caesar approach usually works for me. But in this save, I feel like we probably need to make do with poachers. Just because that's what's available and that's what's on the contract with the club. So I might despise it myself, but we might need to play a poacher for the remainder of the season. And, well, the remainder of the season is this match. But also in next season. Even though we might let the best poacher go. I would do a friendly after the season is over because it might get us some money. In particular, the ones against Sarawak. So yet another friendly just to get some money in. It nets 10k every single time, and we can definitely use that. Who knows, it might increase the wage budget after all. Because if the club has a lot of money, well, then wage budget might go up, right? So his dribbling is somewhat okay. Passing's not that impressive, but alright. Off the ball movement's not that impressive, but alright. I think we'll do hard tackling on him too. With no other specific instruction. It's better if they play through him than through the other one though. Maybe do it like this. How's his first touch? First touch is 10 though. This is 9. This is probably not really viable. I could, but he's weak. Let's have a look at this. He has 5 points in strength. And to be honest, I don't see a striker in him either. I think he is a winger. He just happens to be really tall. That's an accidental positive about him. I don't think we need to take him off that. He is a decent winger after all. Like, acceleration and pace are fine, and for a striker, his finishing is too bad. He doesn't have the creativity either. He's... Like, the flair is fine, but look at that passing and vision. Do you really want that guy in a striker role? I don't think so. So let's not do that. This guy's dribbling is damn bad. How's his first touch? It's 7. So we'll just do the hard tackling on him. I feel like I should have a look at first touch more often. In general. Players with low first touch are probably worth closing down. In particular, those. His first touch is 7 though. Same as his. Sadly, this is one of the attributes that rarely is really bad. Good crossing, sadly. So let's jump to the weaker foot. On the weaker foot, he would be a passer towards the middle of the pitch. That's not too bad. His passing and all the stuff is bad. Same here. So let's ignore these two at least. And what about the goalkeeper? I tend to forget him. His passing seems not to be that great. So despite the long kicking, I think composure is also low, first touch is pretty low. We can actually trigger the press on him, I think. I do not want to prevent short goalkeeper distribution though. Okay. So here's what we'll do. I needed that. I will need fresh water throughout the match, most likely. So I'll change that now. And I will see you in a minute, and then we'll do the match. BRB. One minute exactly, more or less. I'm starting to get really good at this. The timing aspect, not the FM aspect. Probably also not the streaming aspect. Anyway, let's go. What did you write? If you press him, you will lose the defensive structure though. Press whom? Oh, the keeper. I think they won't do that. They will only press him if it's an appropriate situation. Because, well, we play with a lower defensive line. So that will happen rarely. But if it happens, I want it to be worth the effort, I guess. So I put an emphasis on this, even though I expect it to happen once every 2 matches or something. Well, they will get relegated and we don't care, but we actually care. We do care, because last time they defeated us, right? This was the first match I did with this club. We need to show them. So, beat them into submission. As you do in football. Maybe. But it might be worth the effort. In these circumstances. he will not do that every single time. You'll see. There probably won't be that many scenes that show this. Because we play with a low block anyway. The striker will be somewhere around here most of the time in a defensive situation. So he will not run towards the keeper, despite being instructed to press him because he knows he doesn't stand a chance. He will press him if he considers him for himself that he has a chance. Bad phrasing. Shamsuddin, Ramli, Mohammad. Off to a great start. Oh, choo-choo. What the hell? They're burning hot. So far. Ball control by Mohammad could do with some improvement apparently, but we did retain possession. That's a cross from deep. That goes nowhere. I think it was centered though. So, according to instruction, Ramli just wasn't available. Yeah, he can have the ball. So, looking at this, nobody closes down the central defenders. He has all the time in the world on the ball. Hopefully he doesn't play a good one. As I said, hopefully. Fuck off! Oh, shit. This can't be true. So, we didn't close him down, we gave him all the time in the world, and Salim used it. For an assist with 5 points of passing and probably 4 points of vision. I'm so happy that Malaysian University will go down. I hate this club. Just for these scenes. They scored 5 goals last match against us, and I still have no idea how they came to be. It was similar scenes, I feel. From Sudin for Thomas. Passing's fine. Ankun, Ramli, that's probably offside. It would have hit the frame of the goal though, so who cares. Oh! Yeah, that's probably Dickie's fault, come to think of it. He was caught out of position there. Well, the same argument goes for the central defender, so that's Carrier. But you didn't hit the back of the net yet. Well, then expected goals are fine. Yeah. Well, good luck with that. They had such low-grade chances though. It's not even deserved. We do not close down the central defenders because it shouldn't be worth the effort. They do create good chances from this though. We gotta change this. That's the wrong menu. We cannot give him that much time on the ball. I guess I was wrong about that. So let's not mark them tightly. We still want them to play through them. Composure's not that high. Composure's not that high either here. And if this is the way we go about things, we might as well tackle them hard. Because bravery is low on both of them, right? Dribbling is inexistent, bravery is 7 to 9, his is 5 to 8. Probably not tackling hard, come to think of it. Holy fuck. Yeah. Well, I think their strikers aren't that bad. In general, their attacking department seems to be fine, more or less. That's a dangerous ball. Well done, Dicky. Wow! Dicky with the counter-attack. Thomas. Shamsuddin. Ankun. Nice direct pass, maybe? Nope. Quite the opposite. Safri. Shamsuddin, Safri, Ankun. That's not good passing? What the hell, carrier? Who was that intended for anyway? Shamsuddin. Safri, Shamsuddin, come on. Well, I like the patient build-up play so far. Maybe they should have included Dicky previously. Is Mavi, carrier. What's going on here? Did I instruct us to... No. It says comprehensive highlights, clearly. Ankun. There it is. Mohammad straight through the middle. Yeah, we take those. Not bad. Apparently this is how we will outperform at some point. With patient passing in the back and then just one killer ball. Thomas won the header and this is Ankun's quality in passing. I didn't expect this to go towards Mohammad, to be honest. Ramli was in a way better position. But whatever. Worked. He seems to be happy. Mohammad seems to be motivated. Well, he's confident now. Obviously. Oh, interesting defending. That should be offside though. Yep. I'm not sure. It might have to do with the quality of the chances created. In this case, it was a high quality chance. Thomas. Ramli's missing. Oh, wrong decision. Why? Why would you go for Mohammad? Chuchu was available. Come on. They do create, sadly. Despite being closed down. Dicky, interesting. Carrier wins the header and that's really bad. Just knock him over. Or don't. That's... Wow. Blocked. That was a really bad situation though, for a foul. It would have been in the penalty area. Chuchu delays play by the lot. Ramli, it's probably not offside this time. Mohammad. Okay, Shamsuddin. No cross from deep? Ah. In your case? Well, didn't happen in my case so far, seems. But you played an additional central defender on left back, so maybe that makes a difference. Nice goalkeeping. Gotta give him that. Do we want to demand more? This is a home game against those that are dead last in the league. We will demand more. It works. At least for most of them. Not bad. Okay, alright. Yeah, that makes sense given that he's right-footed. Revli... That's like the positioning, the direction of the ball was good. We really have a problem with those balls into the half spaces. We're not good there. Might have to do with the wingback role, actually. Mohammad with a cross from deep. Ooh, that's interesting defending. Rumley, Mohammad again. Come on, another pass? Thomas. Now it's over. Ismavi, Ankun. As I said, now it's over. Ankun is a good defensive midfielder. I just feel he's more of a playmaker. That said, you played a 4-3-3, right? Back with E08 we did something similar, and I played somebody that is not entirely capable of it, Malte Ekman, as a register. Because he had vastly superior passing. He did do playmakerish duties though, in defensive midfield. And even though his strength was 8, I think, he did do reasonably well defensively. They still create chances over the wings, but this is just a reflection, I think, of our, this is just a reflection of our wingback. I guess the quality of our wingbacks. I have a hard time coming up with anything here. Yeah, and to be honest, it does not matter much. So we'll go with this. Try to motivate him a little bit. Also, Choo-Choo, this is not good enough. 6.4 just doesn't stand here. Dickie's fired up already. No use putting additional pressure on him. They don't care. Yeah, that's not too bad. I think with E08, there's a whole video about it on YouTube. It's called How to Play Possession Football as a lower league team in FM23 or something. It has like a title like this. I think we played with Regista, box to box, and Metzala on attack, if I'm not mistaken. And the Metzala knocked off a lot of long shots and a lot of goals. Was it Low? I think the name was Low. Might not have been Low, might have been the other one. We had 2 British players in the squad. And the primary reason for scoring a lot with a possession-based tactic with them was that most of the midfielders were afraid at the edge of the area, in one way or another. Why the hell would you head that out, Choo-Choo? And now we face another corner. I will demand more once more. There we go. Okay. Safri doesn't like that. The rest of the squad, they do. He's frustrated. Carrier's heading is fine. Choo-Choo's isn't. Gets the ball back from Ankundo. Now, if only Choo-Choo had more than 4 points of passing and vision. Yeah, I expected as much. Oh, Choo-Choo. Thomas. Nice long ball by Thomas from Mohammad. Great vision, bad passing, still works. Skip past him? He doesn't. Mohammad binds a lot of players, that's good! Well, Rumley. Who? Choo-Choo. Oh yeah. Choo-Choo takes fewer risks. And, well, to be fair, I still think he probably wouldn't have pulled it off if he would have taken the risk either. So, whatever. That's not true. I think he would have in a more or less, how do I put this, in an obvious situation. But he didn't figure out a way to do it, so he passed the ball back. And didn't force it. That's the way I interpret these instructions. As I said, I still think they do, from time to time. If it's absolutely obvious, they will try to play the killer ball anyway. But rarely. Because, well, doesn't happen that much to them. It's all about about likelihoods though. Statistically speaking, it should be better that way. Emphasis on should, well, you know, there's exception to the rule. Thomas is not one to win headers. Pass me. Abdul Salim, that should be offside. Yep. Who's exhausted already? Thomas as well as Muhammad. Oh, we're in minute 66, this is the second half. Yeah. I kinda lost track of the game. That tells you how interesting it is. So Chuchu's performance is bad. I think we will bring on somebody to play for him. What did we do last time? We played Ankun, right? So we'll play Ankun on the left again. Very personalized instructions of crossing towards center, because why not? Taking more risks, more direct passing, shooting. I will leave the instruction off. I think he has 7 points of long shots. Well, yes. But only if they have good decision making. And Chuchu's decision making, where is it? I guess his decision making is alright. So we can still influence that a little bit. If he had decision making 20, he probably would know by himself. But he doesn't, so I don't know. King comes on. Now, King has 2 points of jumping reach. I don't know if you noticed. So there's a slight difference in the crossing now. We'll do it in a slightly different way. We'll cross towards center with everyone. Did I forget anyone? I don't think so. Him? No, that's fine. Rumley's still alright. He might just have the assist after all. Okay. Chuchu's still here. He doesn't belong there. I think... Who was it? Hossein. Hossein will do the playmaker now. And, well, we do not really have a replacement for Thomas, but he's exhausted. I do not feel like we need to keep him on. And we still have a striker that he can come on for him, so why not? Let's play Hasnan here. So that's 3 subs. Do we think anyone else needs to come on? Safri is nervous. That's not good. I think the youngster needs to play through though, because the 40-year-old would probably end his career after the season, and well, he's too slow anyway. He'll go. Don't want to replace the left back, don't want to replace the right back. Well, the right back maybe, but his performance isn't that bad. Let's give him another 5 to 10 minutes. Hossein is happy with that. Alright, let's go. See where this is going. Shamsuddin, Hossein. Shamsuddin. Decent passing combination. Hossein. Well, that's rubbish. We take a corner though. Nice. Let's demand more. Let's go, guys. Nah, lackluster reactions. Hasnan doesn't seem to be excited about this. Ankun takes the corner. And there's nobody there for it. Oh, I forgot the crossing. Shit. We should do low crosses here. Yeah, I recall. Did he come crawling back, or did you find somebody that's even better? Carrier with questionable defending, I guess that's fine though. We'll see how it goes. Nice! That's great. So now you'll keep him? What's acceptable level though? Ankun's exhausted now, he will need to play through. That's still dangerous. Player cuts inside. Nice one by Ismavi. Great play by the ball wing midfielder. In the middle of the penalty area, by the way. 8 minutes to go. Ah, shit, man. Well, they probably offered more money. But if he's that motivated by money, he might be an ambitious guy. Yeah, not much else. Ankun. I don't feel like we have anyone that can be an alternative out there for Ankun. So we might as well play somebody with decent crossing. Guess that is Sorrow. Here we go. He will be a winger though. Yes, I know, this is rubbish. We'll do it anyway. Cross toward center, take fewer risks, shoot less often, and you can... I don't care where you cross. Ooh! Not bad. I would argue Boca Juniors, probably. Cool! So apparently you have a rival now, at least according to transfer business. Oh, okay, it's just a long shot. They had way more chances. Most of them were low grade though. And we face another corner. Come on guys, I'll encourage them now. Some of them seem to be anxious. That worked for some of them. Carrier is also tired. Luckily this is the last match of the season. Okay. Fisted the ball away. Rumley, nope. Maybe he's more consistent or something. Not as good as the first one. There might be positives about him in the end. Two players are never quite the same, right? Okay. But in comparison to the other one... Ah, shit. Yeah, that's bad. Well, now... I wanted to say now you have 8, but he's probably included in the 7. 7 injuries though, that's quite a lot, so either you got really unlucky, that happens, or your guys are prone to injury or something. He's number 8, well. No, okay. Whew. We still have 1.5 minutes. And afterwards we will take this draw and we'll be happy about it. The performance wasn't good enough though. Definitely wasn't. Second half was horrible. It would have been according to the second half if we had conceded here. Wow. Nice tackle carrier. Well, Mr. Hashim, what will that be? A yellow maybe? Nothing. That feels like too hard training maybe. Did you have a look? How's the training workload? I think we'll go with I'll take that. Yeah. Everybody loves that. Gotta take our points and that's it. So we end up with 25 points and Malaysian University get 13. And they got their last point of the season from us. Yeah, maybe it's both. Maybe you are unlucky. Well, isn't there a statistic about this though? King made a debut. True. Oh, I thought he was better. Well, whatever. We pay a collective bonus of 1.2k, and Armed Forces actually made it past Melaka. Look at that. 42 points. They drew against PIB and Melaka didn't get the win. They also had a draw with KL Rovers. Oh, that must be painful for Melaka. Ouch. Who got relegated from first division? Let's see. Kiletan, it seems. Oh no, there's still one match to be played here. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there's still a match to be played here. 14, that would be... That's 26 matches. There's a few matches to be played here yet. I think. Let's have a look. Yeah, 3 matches to be played here. It's not decided yet. Kuching might go down though. Temeh? What's Temeh? Well... them. Yeah. Well, we have a lot of lone players from Kuching, so hopefully we can avoid them too. On the other hand, this is not really what's important to us, is it? To me. Meh. Yeah. Alright, so no additional fixtures scheduled. Let's see. Apparently we will continue to train them though. For an extended period of time for some reason. Wow. There does not seem to be a vacation here. For some reason. Not sure why. I guess I will include a friendly. Immediately. For example, against Sarawak. It's been a while since we played him. That's fine too. But I think we'll go with the friendly versus Sarawak again on Sunday. And I'll do 2 additional friendlies here. So this might not be that interesting, but I still think it's viable. We need to get some money. Even if it's small-scale stuff. And also, they will have an additional 3 to 4 weeks in training. So that's much appreciated. What? I can include another one here, maybe. Probably not against Kuching, though. Ah, that might yield some money. Hmm. Yeah, why not? We could play Kuching away from home. Well, that's not bad. Oh. Hobo. If I choose one here... Oh, I can do multiple friendly matches now. Okay, thank you very much. I'll try that next time. For today, we don't need another friendly, right? It's also 23:15 here, so as it is at your place, I need to get to work tomorrow. So I'll wrap this up, and we will do the remaining friendlies, I guess, as well as off season. Well, tomorrow or whenever. Just to put this out there, tomorrow's stream might be a bit shorter. No, why would I? I'd never do anything offline of the Football Manager stream. I don't think that's fair. It might be boring to you, but then you don't need to watch it. On the other hand, I still want it to be part of the history because, well, maybe something happens alongside the friendlies. I might sell some players. I might find a really interesting player, and that might happen in between the friendlies. So we'll do them on stream, as always. At least that's my perspective for it. So yeah, there's that. Where was I? Tomorrow's stream might be cut short a little bit, given that I'm on educational duty tomorrow and on Tuesday. So my days are a bit short. So we'll see how long we will do tomorrow. I will keep you posted on the Discord, obviously. So in case we start later or something, I will probably drop a message. Yeah, at least that's what I'm hoping for. And in case I stream too long, just send me straight to bed. Have a good night, everyone, and thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Goodbye!